Hello? Hello, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to do this video just to kind of recap on my other video, what I did for this. I think I did it like a couple months ago. I can't exactly remember, but this is going to be a video about how to build your team through a draft league format and what you could do and such like that. For example, here, most leagues like to draft like a snake format draft. So, for example, I like to use the site list randomizer. I put 10 teams down. Usually, it's around 10 to 16 teams for draft league formats. I also see some like 8 teams, but per league. But I'm gonna just say there's 10. For example, most leagues like to use a snake format draft. So let's say I'm just going to randomize right now just to show you. So it go like this. So team six would have the number one overall pick, and it would work all the way down to team three, and then team three would have the wheel pick. So in the next round, they will go first, and it just kind of works your way up, and then team six would go again. They would get two picks in a row, and then it would just go back down here. So I'm going to show you a couple examples how to build a team and such like that. Again, I'm not really the best player. I'm just a kind of average, decent player. There's things I know, and there's things I'm still kind of learning because I haven't played this game in like years. Probably the last time I played this, um, actual like kind of competitively played this was probably a solid 2015, 14ish was the last time I took this game to a competitive level. So it's been a while. But for example, let's say we will go into each tier. So in Pokemon, there's four different tiers that people draft in. The first one is OU, which is overused. The second one is UU, which is underused. The third one is RU, which is rarely used. And then the last one is NU, which is never used. So um, we're going to go OU here. I'm just going to throw examples. So the first two common teams that people like to build, or the kind of three cores people like to build. The first one is Dragon Fairy Steel, which is basically the most common one. Or you can go Fire, Grass, Water, which is still pretty popular, but the Dragon Fairy Steel is basically the one that everybody wants. Everybody wants to draft. So, for example, here I'm just gonna go Fairy Dragon Steel. What I like to do is I like to draft something that I can work with, and I'm really good at it. With good using. So, for example, my first pick usually, like for example, it's not really common to do this, but like if I can't get like a good fairy, let's say I have the number one overall pick. Okay, let's say I have the number one overall pick. I find this mon so good in draft league format because a lot of people think this is a top three, top five kind of mon, depending on where you're selecting. This is not really a fairy, dragon, or steel type, but I find Mew probably one of the best draft league format mons here because it has, I'll show you guys, it has 100 base stats on the board. You can run it so many different ways. You can run it defensively. You can run it as like a stalling kind of mon. You can run it kind of like a hazards user. It's just a really, really good mon. Plus, Mew has its own Z move, which I don't think it's gonna pop up, but do I go? Yeah, okay. So Mew has its own C move, and that thing is just really, really good too. And like I said, you can run it so many different ways. It's just a really good. To me, it's like a top three mon. If you're like the top three teams, it's just such a really good mon to use in draft league formats. That's why when you watch a lot of like draft leagues and you see like when they're picking, this mon is definitely on a lot of people's top boards because it's just so good. Because not only it's a good defensive Stalin or Hazardsmon, but it has a really pretty good moveset pool. So a lot of people will pick this because just based on that, because it's you can, like I said, you can run it so many different ways, and it's just a really really good mon. For example, let's just say I didn't pick Mew. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this for 1 sec, guys. But okay, so let's say I didn't get Mew. So let's say I want a really really good fairy type, right? I want to build my fairy dragon steel core. Okay, there's only really one mon that a lot of people like, and that's Tapu Koko, because it's a really fast mon. It's a really fast mon with 130 speed, and it hits hard. Um, with 115 attack, and it's electric type, so you can run Volt Switch on it. It's a fairy type as well. It's just a really really good mon. um, I'm just going to use another example here, but Tapu Koko is another really good way to build, because it's just such a good mon. And let's say with your next picks, which will take forever, but let's say these two mons are on the board. Now, most likely, they may not be on the board. Someone might take them, because when you have the first pick overall in draft league formats, it's probably the worst thing you can do, because, or first worst pick you could have, because you have to wait so long, because it's a snake format draft. So usually it takes forever, depending on how many teams there is. You have to wait a while to select. So I'm just going to use this as an example. Maybe somebody selects this. I don't know, because when I look at some of the dragon types here, um, um, OU, hold up, guys. OU, what am I doing? What am I doing? OU, okay. So let's go here. Let's go to the dragon types. So Garchomp is easily a first round pick, or easily a second round pick, right? I think Garchomp and Kieran Black can easily be first round picks. Those will be gone, right? Your next option, let me think here. Let's go. Let's go OU again. Okay, sorry you guys, but I'm just trying to explain here. Then we go down to there it is. There's the bar. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Here we go. Sorry, guys. We go down to psychic types, right? I don't think it's on here, but no. Okay, so it's not on here, but like, I think it's Yu during, if I'm correct, but I can't remember. I'm just looking for a certain one here. Yeah, they're Yu. Never mind, never mind. I forgot about that. But okay, so like Garchomp and Kieran Black are usually first round picks. So the best option here probably is to say, let's say if it happens, I'm not going to say it's not or anything like that, but let's say you draft Mega Charizard X, and in each tier or each draft league format, dependent. I know some leagues you're allowed to, because if you're doing like doubles competitions and doing like a doubles draft league format, but for this, let's just say Charizard's on the board, which is probably, it could be a first round pick, but I usually see it being a second rounder. But it does a lot of cool things. Like I said, it has a good attack, good special attack. It's pretty fast too. It's a 100 speed. So with Charizard, it's a dragon type. So you basically complete your fairy dragon steel core right there. And yeah, I love Charizard. Believe it or not, it's not my favorite Gen 1 starter, because everybody's favorite Gen 1 starter is Charizard. Mine's Blastoise, but getting to my point, Mega Charizard X is such a good Mega. I think it fits well with Tapu Koko, and it does a lot of cool things as well. So let's say for your third pick, right, you want a Steel type, right? When you look at the Steel types in OU, there's really not too much to talk about here, but there we go. Sorry, guys. Go to your Steel types, right? In OU, I don't think it's gonna pop up here, but okay. Steel I think we just have to do this. OU. Or I'm just gonna look it up. So there's Cartana, right? I'm just gonna use Cartana for example. Cartana is such a cool mon. It has an insane attack stat, 181. It's pretty fast too, 109. The only problem with Cartana, you could take like a Charmander with Ember, and it's gonna get blown back because its 4 times weakness is fire, because it's a grass and steel type. But it's such a really good bond. I just find it pairs well with kind of your team, because you're kind of building a fast, kind of hidden hard team. And right here with OU, you could do so many things with these three, and I just think they pair well for together. Like I said, you could do so many different things. Um, Whatever you kind of concern. Like I see some like Kieran Blacks with Tapu Finis, and you see just a little other things as well. But I kind of just rock with these three. If I can't get, let's just say I can't get a fairy type, I will replace Tapu Koko with Mew. But I just think these three are pretty good together, because they're three mons that are pretty fast, or either they're really fast. Like Coco's really fast, and then Charizard and Kartana are pretty fast as well. But I just find they're really good because, again, you can just complete your Dragon, Fairy, Steel core, and yeah, I just think they just pair well together. For example, in OU, um, you could do so many different things in UU. For me, I look forward. I like to build new typings and not always have the same typing, unless it's something I kind of forced to need. For example, let's say I just want a mon that can get rid of hazards, or I could just go in there and stall, or I could set up hazards and such like that. But for me, there's really one UU mon that I really like, and it's basically a threat to everybody else that plays this. So Suicune for me is a fantastic pick, because it's basically I come in, I stall, and I'm gonna ignore. I'm gonna just be a really annoying mon for my opponent. And for example, it gets like protect, it can run substitute, scald, and sometimes I see like maybe Calm Mind. I see some sleep talks. I see, um, different things as well. Rest. There's a lot of things you could do with. You can run maybe toxic as well, but yeah, it's such a really stalling threat kind of mon, where you can just sit there and substitute and substitute and substitute. It's just really annoying, but it's so good, and I just find it a really really good mon overall. And Suicune to me, it's just a really good mon. UU. So like I said, so I have a really good electric fairy type. I have a really good fire dragon type, and also I have a really good grass steel type, and also I have Suicune, which is my water type. So now I'm just looking to see what I could do next. So a lot of these mons are probably going to be taken. Just disclaimer, I might not get Suicune with my pick where I was rated, but usually in draft league formats, before I go on to my next pick, they kind of randomize each tier. For example, in OU, this would be, where whatever your team is, this would be kind of where you're at. So for UU, underused, they might just randomize the draft again. So it's kind of fair for each team. And let's just say I'm team 6, okay? So I would be, at the bottom, I would get kind of almost the wheel pick of the draft, but it just depends on what you like, where you are at the draft, because the middle is probably the worst of, the draft. Even first is pretty bad. I find the wheel pick is probably the best in draft league format, because, again, it's the snake format draft. Now I know some leagues don't run it like that. They have like the different kind of points you have to. They give you like a set of points, and you could just go. Each tier was those set of points, but most leagues do a snake draft, because that's what most of them I see do. But um, just for UU, um, like myself, I try to find what's best for each type in for me and try to build with those types. And yeah, so for example, I drafted Suicune in UU, right? So I'm thinking, hey, what do I need next? What can I build? And you know, there's a lot of really good poison types in this draft, and I'm gonna grab kind of an underrated one in my opinion. Now, it's not the best mon in the world, um, but it has a really unique typing, and it's an ultra beast, and uh, it's just a really cool mon. Neolego, I probably pronounced that wrong, but yeah, this mon is so cool. It has a really good special attack, good special defense. It's pretty fast too. It's 103 speed. So again, I think Suicune's my slowest. Yeah, so 85 speed, which is pretty decent. But this mon right here is, has a unique type in. Ground types just destroy this thing, but um, it's a really cool mon. You can run like different poison set moves here. I wonder what's its best poison. You could run like Sludge Bomb. You could run. That's probably its best move, right? Toxic. You could do Toxic Spikes. You could do like it's such a cool mon. I know its attack stats not the greatest, but it has a really good special attack. It has a really good uh, your special defense is really good, and its speed is pretty good. So I kind of look for kind of those underrated kind of mons, but those mons that can help out in different ways. And I think this mon does a really good job, um, especially with some of weaknesses. Like I'm kind of weak to poison with Coco, and I think this can come in and help out, kind of support him and such like that. So with my last UU pick, um, I was just looking at the teams and just looking at the Mons I really want. And like I said, I drafted Electric Fairy, I drafted Fire Dragon, I drafted Grass Steel, I drafted a Water type, and with Neil Lego, I drafted a Rock Poison type. So I'm thinking, hey, what can I do next here? And there's kind of one Mon that I kind of look at and I say that'd be really cool, but I kind of already have that type. But I think here I'm just kind of looking to see what I could do here. Uh, you see, kind of with you, it's kind of like you get forced into some different ways to what you want. So let's just say we pick up Crocodile, okay? Now, Crocodile is easily could be a first round pick, it could be an early second round pick, but I'm just gonna say it drops down, which is probably gonna never gonna happen. But let's just say we pick up Crocodile. Um, it has a really unique type in ground and dark. Really high. It has a good one. It was 17 attack stat. Does a lot of things for my team. Um, let's see here. Yes, it runs stealth rocks. Well, I think most of my mon can run stealth rocks. Like I don't think. Okay, so I'm just seeing here. Um, oops. I don't think you can get stealth rocks. Can you? Can you? Can you? No. Yeah. Okay. So like, I already drafted two mons that can use stealth rocks, so it could do a lot of different things. So I drafted Crocodile here, for example, and it does a lot of cool things. It has a cool typing, ground and dark. Um, yeah, I just think Crocodile is a really cool mon because it just does a lot of things that I really like. Um, you can run crunch, you can run bulk up, you can do a lot of things with this mon actually. So that we're gonna go moving on to what I would draft in RU and then what I would draft in NU. So with RU, we go to RU. The first mon I really, really like to draft in RU is Snorlax. Snorlax just is just a fat mon that just eats hits, and it's just a fat, beautiful, beautiful mon. And that's the reason why I kind of always want to draft Snorlax and RU with like the first round pick because it does a lot of really good things. like I said, it's a really fat mon. It does a lot of good things, and yeah, it's just insanely. I find it really insanely good because it has a good attack stat 110, and its special defense is 110. It's slow as hell, but it does its thing by just eating up every move and coming in. It has a great attack stat, like I said, and it's pretty especially bulky in defense. So yeah, I love Snorlax, dude. I love Snorlax. That's a thing I love. So going into RU, the next mon I look at in RU. So like I said, because I drafted Tapu Koko with my first overall pick, another mon I really liked is Jolteon. But again, I already have a really good, really good Volt Sledger and Tapu Koko. So Jolteon, if I drafted Mew with my first overall pick, I would draft Jolteon here. But because of that, I look down and I see what I need, and I kind of draft this mon um, just to see where it's at, and I'm kind of drafting this mon just because I think it's a really cool mon. Necrozma, um, I just think it's a really cool mon. It has a pretty good attack stat, but its special attack is insanely good. 127. It does a lot of cool things and such like that. You can, like I say, you can run it so many different ways. Um, yeah, I just think also it gives you another stealth rock user if you want to be that guy, and I just think it's a really cool mon in general. It's not the best mon in the world, but again, it's something because in RU there's not really much to really look at, but it gives me a new type in. It's a psychic type, and I love it so much. So with that, like I said, um, so we got a normal type here, we got a psychic type here. I kind of look for again. I want to build my team with different types of um, kind of type-ins. So here, I think for my third pick, um, there's so many things I could do here. But I'm gonna stay here and take Fortress. Fortress does a lot of cool things. It's a rapid spinner, which is really important in draft league formats. Can get rid of rocks. I just think it's type now. It does have a weakness to fire, but with Suicune and with Charizard, my Mega Charizard, and some of my other mons that can eat up those fire hits, I think I will be fine. But Fortune's really cool because it gets rapid spin. So if you're dealing with certain mons that come in and just spam stealth rocks, it could just come in and get rid of hazards and such like that. So really like Fortress here. I think it's kind of really underrated in RU. So moving on to the last tier, which is NU, never used. I kind of build my three picks here and the last three type-ins that I didn't draft yet, but there's many uh, drafts that I could still probably go here, but I think the last three picks here, I will just name them right now. So I usually go Hitmontop, or usually with my first pick, I go Hitmontop, and then sorry guys, sorry, I didn't want Vaporeon. What am I doing? Um, so here I gotta go NU again. Sorry about that, guys. Here, like I said, I like to go Hitmon, Hitmontop if it's gonna do. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry guys. So I like to go Hitmontop right here because again, it gives me another rapid spinner. Um, its fighting type moves are not too bad. It has close combat. It has different things as well. I run it more as kind of a rapid spin, um, kind of set to it because I think it's just a really good rapid spin and it kind of completes helping if I don't want to bring Fortress. Let's say a team just has a really good kind of fire types or just something that's weak to Fortress, I can bring this in, and instead of bringing Fortress, I could bring Hitmontop in to run Rapid Spin and such. But here I like to draft where is it? Miss Magius. For a ghost type, I don't have a ghost type yet. It's not too bad either. Again, it has a really good special attack, really good special defense, and its speed is all 105. So it's not the best mon in the world, but it's not too bad either. It's pretty decent in draft league format. So that's what I go here with this pick. And then for my last pick, depending on where I want to go, I gotta find it first. I find this mon right here really, really good. Craig Navio does a lot of really cool things. An ice type. Again, I hate to use it because it's another rapid spinner, but it does really cool things as well because you can do a lot of cool things. I know it gives me 3 rapid spinners like that, but cool type and ice type. I know I have kind of a huge weakness to fire, but with some of my picks, I feel like I did a pretty decent job covering. So that's kind of what my team would look like. So my team would kind of be forced with Tapu Koko, Mega Charizard X, Kartana, Suicune, No Lego, Crocodile, Snorlax, Necrozma, Fortress, Hitmontop, Miss Magnius, and Craig Nano. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's not the best video. It's probably kind of boring for you guys, but I understand that. I just want to come on here and just kind of give you guys my opinions and kind of give you kind of a little preview how to build a team, but there's so many ways you could do it. You could do different things. Like you could build a really good rain team. You could build a really good sand team. You could build just little things as well that I didn't really explain, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna try to do more of this in the future, but I kind of like doing this because it's fun, and I've always been interested to join a draft league format, but I didn't really have the time to do so because of work and other stuff. But yeah, I love this game so much that I want to get back into like the competitive side of this game, but or join a draft league format and just have fun with it. But yeah, that's basically the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's almost a 20-minute video, 28-minute video. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon, guys. Peace out, guys.